My beloved child, listen carefully, for the heavens are shaking with a message that carries both warning and mercy. God says, Archangel Michael is speaking now with urgency that cannot be ignored, and his voice trembles through the air with a sound that pierces every hidden place of the heart. He calls your name with fire, with strength, with command, because the time is short. He says to you, my child, a very unusual incident is already moving toward you, like a storm that no one else sees but is destined to fall right at your door in 30 minutes. God says, this is not to frighten you, but to awaken you, to stir your spirit to alertness, because if you delay, if you treat this lightly, you will face a huge loss that heaven has seen coming like a shadow creeping closer. Archangel Michael cries, open this now, my child, because time is running like sand through the fingers. Every second wasted is a seed of sorrow that could have been prevented. And the angels who stand by are watching you with both hope and concern, because heaven knows how many times you have been distracted, how many times you told yourself you would pray later, you would listen tomorrow, you would open your heart after things calm down. But today is different. This moment is not like others. It is a divine appointment, sealed in the eternal scroll, written before you were born. God says, do not skip this, for the heavens themselves hold their breath waiting to see if you will hear. There is a movement around you right now that you cannot see with your natural eyes. Michael says, there is a gathering of forces both of light and of darkness, and they are wrestling over what happens next in your life. The enemy has set a trap designed to collapse your peace, to strip you of something precious, to make you cry out in despair, and the trap is timed. It is not in a faraway future. It is not years from now. It is within these 30 minutes, a span so brief, yet so critical, that heaven has bent low to make sure you are warned in time. God says, I am the Lord who sees. I am the one who knows the schemes of men and of spirits before they act. I am the one who shields my child from unseen dangers. And today, I say to you, danger approaches, but my angel, Michael, stands ready with a sword of flame if only you will give permission through your faith and your obedience to this call. Michael pleads with you, his heart heavy, because he has fought so many battles on your behalf that you never knew about. He stood over your bed when sickness tried to consume you. He broke chains when dark powers tried to bind you. He whispered into your dreams when sorrow tried to drown you. And yet now, he warns you of something bigger, something unusual, something so sudden that only divine intervention can keep it from becoming a devastating loss. He says, do not ignore me. I beg you, do not turn away. My child, open your spirit, open your heart, and listen now. God says, the unusual incident that is moving toward you is no accident. It is orchestrated by those who envy you, who resent your light, who cannot bear to see you favored. They plotted in secret, and they believed you would not know until it was too late. But I, the Lord, expose what is hidden. I send my angels to reveal what men conceal. And today, in these next 30 minutes, I give you knowledge from heaven that the enemy wished to bury. The Lord says, "You have cried to me in the night asking why you suffer attacks, why it feels like people turn against you without cause, why opportunities slip from your hands at the last second. You have asked me why betrayal follows you like a shadow. Today I answer you, there are hands working in secret, there are words spoken in places you cannot hear, there are documents and decisions prepared with your name written in them, designed to cut you off from blessings. But I the Lord have broken their ink, I have overturned their tables, and I send Michael to tell you that you will not be defeated if you act now." Archangel Michael lifts his sword, and I see him in the spirit realm standing like a warrior brighter than the sun. He declares, "The loss that was intended for you in 30 minutes' time can be turned into gain. The sorrow meant for you can be reversed into joy. The humiliation planned for you can become honor. But only if you trust, only if you listen, only if you do not harden your heart right now. Child of God, I cannot protect what you refuse to surrender. I cannot shield what you do not place under heaven's covering. But if you say yes, if you yield now, then no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and the unusual incident will turn into an unusual miracle." God says, "I am not a God who delights in loss for my children. I am a father who warns before danger strikes. But I do not force. I call, I plead, I knock at the door of your heart. Open, open, open now. The unusual incident will not wait for you. The clock ticks. The air shifts. The spiritual realm trembles. And I say to you, in love, act before 30 minutes pass." Michael says, "I see the enemy's plan clearly. It is like a net being lowered, ready to entangle you financially, emotionally, spiritually. They want to trap you so that you feel suffocated, abandoned, crushed. But heaven sent me to cut the net. Will you allow me? Will you believe me? Or will you brush it off as nothing? I am speaking loudly now because I love you, because heaven loves you, because God Himself declared that you are worth protecting. Child, you must understand, this is not ordinary. This is not a routine message. The heavens do not stir like this for small matters. When Archangel Michael is released with such urgency, it means something weighty is at stake. Your destiny is at a crossroads. Your faith is being tested. Your obedience is being measured. And your reaction in this moment will decide if the 30 minutes ahead are filled with grief or glory. God says, I give you choice. I set before you warning and promise. If you trust me, you will see what was meant for evil turn for good. If you ignore, you may walk into a loss that could have been avoided. Michael weeps even as he speaks, because angels feel. They do not weep as mortals do, but their hearts burn with compassion when humans walk toward harm without knowing. He says, I have guarded you so long, and I do not want to see you wounded again. I cry because I know the pain you have already endured, the betrayals that left scars, the disappointments that drained your hope. I don't want you to taste more of it. Please, my child, please listen. God says, the 30 minutes are not ordinary time. They are divine markers, like the hands of a heavenly clock ticking toward an appointed confrontation. But I, the Lord, am greater than the clock. I can delay, I can extend mercy, I can cancel what was written against you. And I will, if you do not ignore. Michael cries out, do not think this is coincidence. Do not think you just happened to stumble upon this message. It was divinely scheduled, written in heaven's book, aligned with the very second when danger drew close. You were meant to hear this, because heaven loves you too much to be silent. And so, my beloved, hear this again. In 30 minutes an unusual incident comes. It was designed to cause you huge loss. But heaven has intercepted the message, heaven has given you warning, heaven has provided a shield. The decision is yours. God says, I am with you. I will not abandon you. Open your heart, open your eyes, open your spirit. And you will see my salvation. My beloved child, God says to you today, do not take these words lightly, for time is moving swiftly and what is unfolding has a weight beyond what your eyes can see. Archangel Michael stands near you at this very moment, his sword of light raised, his voice trembling with urgency, saying, my child, listen carefully, because a very unusual incident is about to happen in 30 minutes. This moment carries a destiny shift, but also a danger. If you delay, if you close your heart, if you ignore what is being whispered into your spirit, you may walk into a loss so heavy that it will shake the very foundations of what you have been building. But if you open yourself, if you obey, if you trust, the hand of God will move with such force that no enemy can block you. God is not speaking in riddles, He is exposing to you that there are forces, both seen and unseen, conspiring to confuse you, distract you, and blind you from a blessing that is already at your door. The unusual incident is not ordinary, it is a test woven into the divine plan to separate those who listen from those who delay. 30 minutes in the spirit may feel like 30 years in the natural, but God measures time differently. In these 30 minutes, your enemies are calculating, speaking your name in places you have not entered, moving papers in shadows, and trying to sign what was never theirs to sign. They believe you will remain blind. They believe you will remain silent. They believe you will remain weak. But God is saying, not this time. Not my child. Not the one whom I love. For I have already dispatched my angels, and Michael himself is standing watch, but the gate will not open unless you choose to hear and respond. Michael is saying, do not think this is a warning for another day. Do not think this is a word for another person. Do not let your heart wander into doubt. I am speaking directly to you, my beloved child. The unusual incident is already circling you like a storm. A deal is being struck behind your back, a conversation is happening where your name is being twisted, a paper is being passed from one hand to another with intentions against you. They think you will discover it too late. They think by the time you realize, the damage will already be sealed. But I, Michael, am roaring in the spirit because you still have 30 minutes to change what would be permanent. You still have 30 minutes to block a plan that would strip you of what belongs to you. You still have 30 minutes to prove to heaven that you are awake, alert, and aligned with God's voice. Child, can you not feel the urgency pressing on your chest? Can you not sense the trembling of the heavens as they lean close to watch your decision? Do you not hear the weeping of Michael when he sees how easily humans dismiss warnings, how often they say, later, while the enemy says, now? God is exposing this moment to you because He has seen your tears, your struggles, your prayers whispered in silence when nobody saw your pain. He has seen the nights you laid awake asking why everything you touch seems to fall apart. He has seen the betrayal of those who promised to love you but instead placed thorns in your path. And now He says, "This is the moment I defend you. This is the moment I turn the tide. But do not remain idle. You must open your eyes, open your spirit, open your heart. You must not dismiss this warning as just words. These are not just words, they are life, they are protection, they are the keys that unlock what is hidden from you." Michael is crying out because he knows the enemy's plot. He has seen the papers, he has seen the whispers, he has seen the signatures being forged, the account being opened in your name, the transaction being disguised, the message being hidden, the betrayal being carried in silence. He has seen how they smile at you by day and strike at you by night. And he is roaring, "Wake up, my child, for the loss will be great if you do not take this seriously. But the victory will be greater if you obey now." This unusual incident in the next 30 minutes is not just about money, not just about possessions, not just about opportunities. It is about your future path, the destiny that was written for you before you were even born. Heaven wrote your name in a book, sealed it with divine fire, and gave you a role to play in this generation. But hell has written its own book with your name on it, filled with lies, filled with false accusations, filled with plans to strip you of dignity, peace, and hope. And now, both books are open, and in these 30 minutes your choice determines which book speaks louder. God is saying, "Do not fear. Do not tremble. For I am with you." But you must act in faith. You must rise in prayer. You must open yourself fully. You must declare that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You must claim your inheritance, claim your blessing, claim your divine right to walk in freedom. Child, hear this again, nothing will go wrong with you if you stay under God's covering. The storm may rise, but it will not drown you. The fire may burn, but it will not consume you. The arrows may fly, but they will not pierce you. God is already ahead of you, preparing the path, preparing the answer, preparing the shield. He has stationed Michael not behind you, not beside you, but before you, standing guard with his sword drawn. But heaven's power requires your agreement. 30 minutes. That is all. 30 minutes to decide if you will step into obedience or remain passive. 30 minutes before a loss or a miracle. Michael is shaking, his wings spread wide, saying, "My child, listen now. If you ignore this, a loss will arrive so quickly you will not have time to recover. If you dismiss this, a door will close that you will not easily open again. But if you open this message with faith, if you trust that heaven is speaking, if you align yourself in prayer and declaration, then in 30 minutes what was meant to harm you will turn into your testimony. What was meant to break you will become your breakthrough. What was meant to strip you will become your strengthening. The very hands that signed against you will tremble and drop their plans, for the power of God will burn through the paper, through the words, through the schemes, and scatter them into dust. Beloved, do not fear. You are safe in God's arms. He will not let you fall. He will not let you be abandoned. He will not let you face destruction. But He calls you now, urgently, intensely, lovingly, to take Him at His word. He calls you to kneel in prayer, to whisper His name, to claim His promises, to open your spirit. He calls you to believe that the next 30 minutes are not ordinary, they are prophetic. They are history in the making. They are the moment heaven aligns with earth to rewrite your story. And I tell you, if you open this, if you accept this word, the unusual incident will shift. What was coming to take will instead give. What was coming to steal will instead bless. What was coming to block will instead unlock. You will walk away not in loss but in gain, not in sorrow but in joy, not in shame but in honor. For God is with you, and nothing, no one, no plan, no darkness, no signature, no hidden enemy can stand against Him. This is your moment. This is your word. This is your 30 minutes of decision. Open now, and watch heaven move. My child, listen closely, for the Spirit of God is moving even as you read these words, and the voice of Archangel Michael is crying out with urgency, calling your name, shaking your soul, stirring the depths of your heart. God says you are standing at the threshold of something that cannot be delayed any longer, something that is about to be revealed in the next 30 minutes, something that carries the weight of heaven and the pressing urgency of divine timing. Michael is whispering but also commanding, my child, open your eyes, open your spirit, open this message now, for the loss that could touch you if you delay is greater than you can imagine. Do not treat this lightly. Heaven is shouting, earth is trembling, and the clock is ticking. Do not let the 30 minutes pass without embracing what I am about to say. God is showing me that you are surrounded right now by a cloud of unseen activity. Some of it is divine, angelic, and protective, but some of it is dark, deceptive, and waiting for a chance to strike. This is why Michael has stepped forward with his sword of fire, why he is speaking with trembling urgency. He says, "Child of the Most High, you have been faithful even when misunderstood, you have prayed even when no one saw your tears, you have hoped even when hope seemed like a distant light. But in this very hour, forces are plotting a loss for you, and the scale of that loss would shake your entire future. That is why I stand here, why I cry out, why I urge you, do not wait, do not delay, for the window is narrow, and the decision of this moment will shift your destiny." The Spirit of the Lord says that unusual incidents are often heaven's way of drawing attention to unseen truths. The incident that is coming within 30 minutes has been arranged not by accident but by divine allowance. God says it will expose the schemes of those who have whispered against you, those who smiled in your presence but secretly carved weapons behind your back. The unusual event is a signal. It is a flashing light in the spirit, and if you are alert, you will see it not as a random occurrence but as a divine signpost. This is why God insists you must stay awake, why Michael shouts that delay is dangerous. My child, do not fear the loss, for God says, I will be with you, I will shelter you, I will prevent the worst from touching you, but only if you open your heart to my warning. The Lord is not a God who hides truth from his children, he is a God who reveals, who exposes, who shines light where darkness tried to settle. And today, right now, in this very moment, he is shining that light into your path. He is saying, do not be afraid of the unusual, for I am the God of the unusual. I parted the sea when there was no way. I made water flow from the rock when there was no source. I brought manna from heaven when there was no food. I made the barren womb give birth when there was no possibility. And now, I am about to do something unusual again in your life. But listen, my child, there is also a trembling warning. Michael says, if you ignore this, if you shrug this off, if you silence the voice that is crying for your safety, then the loss will not just be material, it will touch your peace, your relationships, your heart, your future. This is not the time to play with delay, not the time to postpone what heaven is commanding. You must step into prayer, you must call on the name of the Lord with all your heart, and you must trust the voice of God that is reaching you even now. The 30 minutes are not symbolic alone, they are literal. You may notice something strange, a phone call that feels out of place, a message that stirs your spirit, a sudden encounter, or even silence that feels heavy with meaning. Pay attention, for within that 30-minute span, the unusual will manifest. And when it does, you will remember these words. You will know that heaven spoke to you beforehand. You will see that God warned you because He loves you too much to let you walk blindly into loss. God says, "My child, I have numbered your days, and I have written your name on the palm of my hand." No enemy, no betrayal, no deception can erase what I have destined for you. But you must trust me when I send my messengers. You must trust me when I send my warnings. You must trust me when I sound the alarm through Michael. Archangel Michael is standing, his wings wide, his sword lifted high, his eyes burning with a mixture of love and urgency. He is not here to scare you, but to shake you awake, to draw your heart closer, to remind you that you are not alone. He says, the unusual incident is not to destroy you but to reveal. The 30 minutes are not to crush you but to prepare you. But if you do not open your spirit, then what was meant to be revelation could feel like devastation. Do not miss it. God says, the ones who plotted loss for you will be exposed. My beloved child, God says, I am speaking to you now, and I need you to open your heart wide because this moment is sacred and it carries a weight of divine urgency. Archangel Michael is standing close, with his sword of light drawn, with his wings spread wide around you as a shield, and he is whispering to your spirit that something very unusual is unfolding right now. You may not see it with your eyes yet, but in the spiritual realm, the movements are already in motion. In the next 30 minutes, something is being placed before you that could bring you a great loss if you do not heed this message, but God says, do not fear, for I am with you. You are not alone. I am sending you this word because I do not want you to stumble. I do not want you to fall into the trap set before you. The angels have been circling you, watching the patterns of people around you, watching the decisions you have been about to make, and they saw how close the enemy has tried to come. A very unusual incident is already stirring, one that does not happen often, one that is so peculiar that you might even think it is coincidence or chance, but God says, no, this is not chance, this is not random. This is a deliberate attempt to shake you, to strip you of what belongs to you, to steal your peace, your blessing, your breakthrough. But God says, I am the one who holds the keys to your destiny, and I will not allow the enemy to prevail against you if you will trust me now. Archangel Michael says, my child, your spirit is in a battle you cannot see with your human eyes. In the next 30 minutes, a test will arise, a word, a call, a sudden thought, or even a distraction that seems harmless. It will try to divert you, to take your eyes away from the path God has chosen for you. But I am fighting for you, I am standing in the gap for you. If you open yourself to this message, you will be spared from loss. If you ignore it, the door to unnecessary suffering will open, and God loves you too much to let that happen without warning you. Listen carefully, for the Spirit of the Lord says, your prayers are not in vain. Every tear you cried was seen. Every sleepless night you endured was recorded in heaven. And every sigh of your soul has been carried by the angels into my presence. You have felt at times that I was silent, that I was not responding quickly enough, but I tell you now, my timing is perfect. This very message is proof that I have been watching, that I have not left you, that I am orchestrating events around you even when you think nothing is moving. The unusual incident about to happen is like a shaking. It is meant to confuse you. It is meant to make you question who you can trust. It is meant to make you feel weak, exposed, and uncertain. But I, the Lord, am your certainty. I am your stability. I am the anchor when the winds rise against you. Michael is telling you, hold firm, do not panic, do not rush into any decision in the next 30 minutes without prayer, without pausing, without seeking the whisper of God in your heart. For if you remain grounded, you will not only avoid the loss, but you will turn the trap into a testimony, and the very thing designed to harm you will elevate you. God says, "Child, I know the weight you carry. I know the betrayal you have endured, the voices that spoke against you in secret, the people who smiled in your presence but whispered behind your back. I know how weary your soul has been from fighting battles that others cannot see. But I am here to tell you that you are not defeated. The enemy thought you would have given up by now, but you are still standing. And because you are still standing, heaven is releasing reinforcements on your behalf." Michael says, "My child, I am weeping over you because you doubt your worth, you question if God has forgotten you, but heaven is shouting your name right now. The angels are singing your name in victory songs because they know that you are chosen, that you are marked for greatness, that no weapon formed against you will prosper if you stand in faith. I am ordering the heavens to close the mouth of the devourer in the next 30 minutes, but you must not ignore this call. Do not turn away from the voice of God, for this is not a casual moment, this is a moment of destiny. God says, in the next 30 minutes, while the unusual incident unfolds, you will feel something in your spirit, an uneasiness, a tug, a stirring. That is the Holy Spirit. Pay attention to it. If you feel the urge to pray, pray. If you feel the urge to remain silent, remain silent. If you feel the urge to take a step back, take that step back. For I am guiding you in ways beyond your understanding, and if you lean on me fully, you will be spared from the hand of loss. Child, I am not only protecting you from what is about to happen, I am also preparing you for what is coming after. There is a blessing so large that if you saw it now, your mind would not be able to contain it. The enemy has sniffed it, he has sensed that your breakthrough is close, and that is why the attacks have multiplied. That is why you feel the pressure. That is why people who never spoke against you are now shifting, why plans are being delayed, why things around you have felt unstable. But I say to you, do not mistake the shaking for failure. The shaking is only the sign that something unshakable is about to rise in your life. Michael says, I stand guard at the door of your destiny, and I declare that no thief shall enter. But you must believe, you must declare, you must hold on to faith even when everything looks uncertain. The unusual incident is a test, but it is also a signal. It signals the end of one cycle and the opening of another. God is closing a door behind you, one that you do not even realize has been draining you, and He is opening a door ahead of you that leads into abundance, healing, and restoration. Beloved, trust these words. Do not take them lightly. Every second counts right now. Heaven is aligned with you. You are safe, you are covered, you are loved. No loss will touch you if you cling to God. Pray, whisper His name, invite His light into your heart, and watch as what was meant for your harm turns into your greatest miracle. God says, I am with you, I will never leave you, I will never forsake you. The unusual incident will not destroy you, it will reveal me. My child, God says, and Archangel Michael stands beside these words, that you must listen carefully in this moment because the time is short and the urgency is real. A very unusual incident is about to unfold in the next 30 minutes, and though it is hidden from the eyes of many, heaven sees it clearly. God is alerting you so you may be safe, so you may not fall into confusion or despair, and so you will not suffer the loss that has been planned against you. The forces that thought they could move in secret have been uncovered by the light of God, and the message comes now to you with divine certainty. If you trust Him, if you call on His name, if you open your heart and your spirit, He will shield you from what is coming. This moment is not an accident. This message has been placed before you because you are not abandoned, and you are not forgotten. You may feel sometimes that your prayers flowed into silence, but heaven has recorded every single one of them, every cry of your heart, every sigh of your soul. Archangel Michael says, My child, do not doubt this. Your prayers have reached the throne of God, and that is why you are being warned now. There is a 30-minute window, a short span of time where you must choose to either trust God or lean on your own understanding. If you try to carry this on your own, the weight will crush you. But if you lay it at God's feet, if you speak His name, then what the enemy meant for harm will turn into the beginning of your deliverance. God says to you now, I am with you. Nothing will go wrong with you if you trust me. You are safe in my hand, even when the world trembles, even when the shadows gather. But you must not ignore this moment, because there are forces moving against you in secret. Someone tried to orchestrate a loss for you, to strip away what belongs to you, but heaven has exposed it. Archangel Michael has been dispatched to guard you, to block what was meant to fall on you, but he says you must open your heart quickly and not delay. My child, 30 minutes can change everything. In that short span of time, destinies can be shifted, traps can be broken, miracles can descend. Right now, the enemy believes they are about to succeed, but God says their plans will collapse the moment you open your spirit to Him and pray. God says you must not let fear guide you, because fear is the doorway through which loss tries to enter. Instead, hold on to faith, because faith is the sword that cuts through deception. Michael stands with a blazing sword, ready to defend you, but your agreement with heaven is needed. Say in your heart right now, Lord, I trust you. Lord, I believe you will protect me. Lord, I know you will not let me fall. These words open the gates of protection and release angelic defense around you. Do not underestimate this warning. God does not send such urgent messages unless something truly unusual is about to happen. What is about to unfold is not ordinary, it is strange, sudden, and would be shocking if you saw it with your natural eyes. But God sees it already, and He says, because you are His child, you will not be caught unprepared. You may feel pressure, you may sense something heavy in your atmosphere, you may even feel restless without knowing why. That is because your spirit senses what your natural eyes cannot see. But now, through this message, God makes it plain. He is telling you in advance so you can be safe. Archangel Michael whispers, "Child of God, lift your voice in prayer, even silently in your heart, for every word spoken in trust will shield you from what is about to unfold." The enemy cannot overpower a soul that leans on God's strength. And though there is a plan to bring you into loss within these 30 minutes, that plan will backfire, and instead of loss you will find unexpected favor. What was meant to take from you will instead add to you. What was meant to push you down will lift you up. What was meant to expose you to harm will reveal God's glory in your life. God says, listen carefully, you are safe, but safety is not passive, it is in trusting Him, calling on Him, and opening your heart without hesitation. This is your moment. In the next 30 minutes, something that was set against you will turn, and heaven will make sure it turns in your favor if you do not resist His voice. Remember, God never allows His children to be blindsided without sending a message first. This message is the sign that you are chosen, protected, and destined to rise above the schemes of those who oppose you. Do not fear. Fear is the weapon of the adversary, but you have been given something stronger: faith, trust, and prayer. Repeat them in your soul like a rhythm. God is with me. God is for me. God protects me. Nothing can go wrong with me. As you do this, the angels surround you more tightly. Archangel Michael himself places his shield before you. He says, "My child, I have fought countless battles for God's people, and I will not allow this loss to touch you. But heed the message, take it seriously, and lean on the Lord." My child, the clock is ticking toward this unusual incident, but the moment you place your faith in God, the outcome shifts. It no longer becomes a threat of loss but a testimony of protection. You will look back and realize that something that could have been disastrous passed over you because God's hand was stretched out. Even now, the storm is approaching, but God places His hand over your life like a covering. The wind may blow, but it will not shake you. The enemy may roar, but it cannot devour you. For the Lord says, "You are mine, and no one can snatch you from my hand." Therefore, do not be afraid. You are safe. You will not lose what belongs to you. Instead, you will gain strength, peace, and a deeper awareness of how much heaven loves you. Trust this message, trust the one who sent it, and you will pass through this 30-minute test without harm. You are not alone, and you never will be, for God Himself is with you. My beloved child, listen carefully, because the words that are being spoken into your heart at this very moment are not ordinary words. They are words of divine urgency, words that carry the weight of heaven, words that flow from the eternal throne of God. God says this is an urgent message only for you. Archangel Michael has been sent by the Father to speak clearly and without delay. My child, a very unusual incident is about to happen in 30 minutes, and if you do not pay attention, if you do not open your spirit to receive this warning and this covering, you will face a huge loss within the same moment. But you must remember that God is with you, and if you listen now, if you trust, if you pray, then even in the shadow of danger you will be protected, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Do not dismiss this moment. Heaven is standing still watching how you respond. The Spirit of God is moving swiftly like a rushing wind around your life, and you are being called to a place of decision, a place of surrender, and a place of deep trust. The Father is whispering, "Do not be afraid, my child, I am here, and I will not allow you to be destroyed." But you must obey the prompting of heaven right now, because the unusual incident that is coming is not random, it has been plotted, it has been planned, and it has been stirred in the hidden places of darkness. They thought you would not know. They thought you would remain blind. But God says, "I reveal to you what the enemy tries to conceal, and I show you before it happens so that you may be delivered." Archangel Michael stands at your side with a flaming sword, and he is restless, waiting for your command of faith, waiting for you to open your mouth and declare that you trust in the Almighty. Michael says, "My child, time is running quickly. You do not have days to think, you do not have hours to question, you have only minutes to align your spirit with heaven. Do not delay, do not turn your face away, because the danger that has been crafted against you is fierce, but the power of God is stronger than the fiercest storm." You are not reading this by chance. The Father has ordered your steps, He has guided your eyes, He has commanded that these words come to you in the perfect timing, because 30 minutes is not long. 30 minutes is like a breath. Heaven is sounding the trumpet in your spirit, and you must wake up now. You must pray in this moment. You must lift your hands and say, "God, I receive your covering, I receive your protection, I receive your deliverance. The power of prayer in this moment will unlock the shield that stands between you and disaster. The angels of God are being dispatched, but your agreement in faith is what draws them into action. God says, "My child, I have seen the traps, I have seen the signatures written against your name, I have seen the hands plotting loss and destruction. But I, the Lord, go before you, and I break the contracts written in secret. I destroy the gatherings of those who rise against you. I scatter the tongues that speak lies about you. You are being kept safe under the shadow of his wings, but you must not close your ears. You must not turn away. This moment is a divine lifeline, a message wrapped in the fire of urgency, and it is meant for you and only you." Michael is saying, the loss that is planned will not come to pass if you take this seriously. But if you ignore, if you delay, the door opens wide to the thief who has been waiting. The thief comes to steal, to kill, to destroy. But I stand here with the authority of God to defend you, to fight for you, to push back the hand of destruction. You must open your heart, you must pray, you must stand still and trust. Do not say you are weak, because God is your strength. Do not say you are afraid, because the Lord is your light and your salvation. Do not say you are alone, because heaven is surrounding you now. Even as these words reach you, angels are being dispatched into the corners of your life, into your home, into the spaces of your destiny where darkness has been operating. You may not see them, but they are there. You may not hear their wings, but you will feel the shift in the atmosphere, because when heaven moves, earth must obey. God says, the unusual incident is meant to shake you, but I will turn it into a testimony. What they meant for evil, I will turn into good. What they meant for your downfall, I will use for your rising. But you must be awake, alert, and prayerful. There is no time to waste. Every second is a jewel, every breath counts, every prayer uttered in faith at this moment is like a wall being built around your life. Michael says, do not be careless. Do not think you have tomorrow to respond. The heavens are open now, and if you call upon the name of the Lord, you will be delivered. But if you close your lips, if you turn away, the door remains open for what has been said against you. So my beloved child, lift your voice. Do not whisper, speak boldly. Say, Lord Jesus, I receive this urgent message, I believe you are warning me because you love me, and I trust you with my life. I cover myself in your blood. I ask for Archangel Michael and the armies of heaven to surround me now. The moment you declare it, the loss that was scheduled for you in the next 30 minutes begins to crumble, the unusual incident that was designed to shock you begins to lose its power, and the hands of the enemy begin to weaken. God says, I am not a man that I should lie. When I say I will protect you, I will protect you. When I say I will deliver you, I will deliver you. When I say you are safe, you are safe.